Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Insane Gamers and welcome back to Gran Turismo 6. This is part 49 and we are continuing the International B event, and this is going to be the Fighting Muscle episode, because that's the one that we're going to do. It's been exactly a week since the last Gran Turismo 6, which I think is good considering last year really, it was like once a month, but I think now, because I'm going to start getting through the games that I'm meant to be playing, like the actual proper Let's Play ones like Gran Turismo 6 and Need Speed, I'm trying to finish them quickly, so there'll be more episodes which I hope you guys enjoy, because that's mainly the reason why you guys subscribed in the first place. Anyway, let's get on to Fighting Muscle, and obviously we are in the Pagani Huara, which I probably mispronounced that awfully, but that is not compatible. So what vehicles are compatible? You know what, I'm going to assume it's a Dodge Viper will be compatible. Yeah, apparently that's compatible. I don't really think so, but we'll go with that because we can. And this is the car that I did one of the Viper challenges in. I wasn't very good at driving it, but hopefully I'll be better at driving it now. I'm on Brands Hatch, which is this track. It's in Britain, and I'm not that good at it. Oh look, the guy who'll be in first is in the exact same vehicle as me. That's very convenient. And it's going to apparently take forever to load. That's on the Grand Prix circuit. Okay, let's go. Well, let's wait for the rolling start to finish. Also, I'm going to turn the volume down to TV, even though I doubt you guys can hear it. I don't need to have it up loud because of headphones anymore, which is nice. There we go, we're actually moving at speed now. God, we've reached exactly 100 mph before we reach the breaking point, which is nice. And we're already in 9th. This is 4 laps. Before we started, and that is a Sheffield Camaro, probably the SS model. He's a Corvette, I believe. That is the Z06. I could be wrong. I'm not that. I don't know American muscle cars that well, to be honest. Which is a bit strange. I used to play a lot of. Well, I still play a lot because I'm Let's Playing on the channel, but Need for Speed Most Wanted, because it has a bunch of muscle cars in it, such as the Corvette. So I know a few of them from that game, but I'm not that good with all the different model designations and all that. So like the engines and stuff. Same with like really all the Skylines, to be honest. Like, if you showed me a Skyline, I'd be able to go, that's a Nissan Skyline, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between all the different individual models like these in the game, like this the V-Spec and all that. So, yeah, anyway. We are in 3rd, and braking heavily for that corner. I almost thought I was going to lose it and go into the sand then. And that means to be 3 more laps left now. So this is the 2nd lap. And we are catching up. I believe that is a Ford GT. I wouldn't really classify it as a muscle car appearance, I'd classify it more as a supercar, but whatever, if Polyphony want to allow this into the muscle car event, I don't care. It doesn't matter, I overtook it anyway. And here's the exact car that we're in, apart from the fact that I am in a purple one, I think. Yes. I'm in this view. I don't know, I perform better in this view. I know. Probably not if you watch if you've watched any of the other episodes, but I seem to think I perform better in this view. It's just the view I've always been in since since Gran Turismo 3. I thought I'd overtook it, but turns out I haven't, but I'm a late braking better, so I have passed it, which is good. I really do need to get a pop filter. get some of these awful noises that, you know, the human mouth makes. You know, when you're just talking in general. That was the controller, that was literally not wrong. But essentially the human mouth does that, but you mainly ignore it in speech. But the problem is when it's going through a microphone and you're not actually talking back, you kind of pick up on it. And that means I did that myself then. Essentially, if you have a pop filter, that gets rid of those noises, but I don't have one. I'm gonna have to get one. I know I keep saying this, but getting one that's comparable to Blue Snowball is somewhat difficult actually because of the actual size of the Blue Snowball stand. Anyway, what do you guys like today? Do you wow, I messed that up. I messed that corner up and I messed what I was going to say up. I was trying to ask, how are you guys doing? Like, are you doing well? How, like, are you doing bad? Like, let me know in the comments. I'm always interested in learning that because I want to create a really nice community here. Speaking of community, I'm not going to talk about TV or anything. I have not watched it, and I bet some of you guys will be telling me, "Oh, you should watch it," but I will get around to it at some point. No, I want to talk about the YouTube community in general, and the fact that Jeff Fabiano was recently hacked, both on his YouTube account and on Twitter, and possibly Facebook. I don't know if he has a public-facing Facebook account. But yeah, that's always a possibility when you're a YouTuber, getting hacked, and it's awful. I mean, it's not happened to me, and I don't want it to happen to me, obviously. And I know that's probably pasted a giant target on the news accounts now, but it's just, if the hacker's trying to be like, oh, I want to make your account secure, then I guess that's kind of understandable, but if you're just trying to get ransom, it's just awful. Like, the worst thing about it is Jeff, I mean, I gave him a shout out before on a shout out Sunday, but Jeff hasn't really done anything wrong. He's always friendly, he doesn't get into the YouTube drama. He has a nice community, he always like replies to fans and stuff, and I've kind of modelled this channel after him, really, after the entirety of Cold Zero, really. Even though we played somewhat different games, I mean, they're more into simulators and stuff like that. I mean, we played Euro Truck, and we also played GTA, and we do the, I did that noise again. I did the police patrols in GTA 9, which are essentially based off the Code Zero patrols that they do. But I don't see the point in like taking a channel that has done nothing wrong and just hacking it for the lols, as the guy called. And then he made like this fake email that was trying to prove that Jeff was cheating. But I don't believe that for a second. And I know technically talking about this is me getting into YouTube drama, but it really annoys me. Anyway, we're going to move on to the second race here, which is at the Circuit de Spa, and it's 3 laps. Of course, we did win that last event. I mean, that was completely obvious, wasn't it? But hopefully we can win this one too. This is a track that, if this is the one that I think it is, I'm not that confident at it. There's like a corner that I really hate. Well, a switchback, I'd call it, really. I think there's a couple of them. Yeah, it's where the red bits went round then. If it gets to it before it loads. No, it didn't. I'll talk about it when I get there. To that bit. It's right after a straight. Although, isn't that where most switchbacks are anyway? God, I can just hear the disc drive on this thing. It's... ugh. The PS3 is one of the loudest disc drives I've ever heard. Like, the PS2, you hardly ever heard it. The 360, I mean, you can sometimes hear it, and if you have a Slim, you hardly hear it at all. Hell, if you have an Elite model 360, you hardly hear that. It's just the Pro and the arcade models and the core, if you can remember them, you can really hear the Xbox disc drive. I never hear my Xbox One disc drive. GameCube, I didn't really use my GameCube, to be honest, but I never really heard that spinning apart from when it first loaded. The Dreamcast, God, that thing had a noisy disc drive. No, I got this track completely wrong. Then maybe it's a different variation of the track, because I'm used to driving on this track. There's just one that I think it is a variation of this track, but it has the worst switchback ever, like the worst chicane. It just really annoys me. I just looked at where it says position 3 out of 12 and went, that's how many laps? No, it's 3 laps. And we're in third. I mean, that was quite easy getting up to third. I didn't even realise how many people that overtaken. This car has a shitload of power. It's amazing. But I'm gonna be honest, if I hadn't have done like one, like I think August last year, I think I didn't have any Gran Turismos. Or if I did, I only had like one right at the beginning, and then it was like the end of September where I bring it back. I think that's how it was. But seriously, if I had done more last year, I think we would have been done with Gran Turismo by now. But I think I was just trying to do too much with the channel, like with Rob vs. And I will bring Rob vs. PS2 back at some point when I finish college, but honestly, I think I was just trying to do too much with the channel. And technically you could say we're doing that, we're still doing too much with the channel, trying to do a video every day, but it's easy doing it. I find it easy to do a video every day. I mean, I don't record a video every day, but it's easy producing a video every day because when we started, it was hard getting into that rhythm, but now I'm in that rhythm, I think it would be hard to break myself out of it. Like, it was hard breaking myself into doing 2 episodes a day when it was Rob vs. PS2. So there was the regular Let's Play and then there was a Rob vs. PS2 episode. Genuinely, I mean, it wasn't like that on the weekend, but breaking myself out of doing 2 of those, that was difficult. Like, when it finished, I was still recording episodes for that were, were ready to go out when I wanted to bring it back. That's why I wanted to bring it back in January, so I would have had enough, really, to have about 3 months worth of content, and I wanted to bought more games. I still haven't done buying more games. But I just had to stop because, well, I had to stop because of the exams. But I would have brought it back in January, but unfortunately, there was a slight problem of the hard drive failing, which was a shame, but stuff like that does happen. I'm also trying to find a copy of Gran Turismo 2 on the PS1 for really cheap. Like, I've looked on eBay and it's like £5 and I want to pay less than that if possible. I mean, I don't mind going into my local retro video game store and paying £5 because they're, they have overheads and stuff, but if I'm going to buy it off eBay, I don't want to pay £5 plus shipping. I mean, I know that's I know you guys would say that's probably reasonable, but for a copy of Gran Turismo 2, but I don't really think it is. I mean, I can get, like, I know it's older, obviously, than Gran Turismo 3, but I can get a copy of Gran Turismo 3 for a penny on Amazon. New and sealed. I'm not joking, you can look. Or at least it was last time I looked. I mean, I already have Gran Turismo 3, so there's no need for me to really look again. But I don't see the point in them paying £5 for Gran Turismo 2 if it's older. I mean, I looked on eBay and it was like £7 with additional shipping for just the discs. And that was an awful turn, that was. Just the discs. And I picked up a complete in box copy of the original Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive for £5 at my local retro shop. So, you know, the price of that game, I mean, it's not much if you think about it, but it's not, it is more expensive than similar games that are released kind of around that time. And I will do a pickups video. I'm going to do a pickups video every 6 months, and that just didn't happen, did it? Like, when it first started, it was supposed to be January, and then it came back in, the second pickups video was literally in June or July. I mean, I know there was the question of PS2 games, which was technically a pickups video, but I don't count it really as that. But it didn't really happen. And now it's nearly been a year, like coming up June, it will have been a year since that happened. And like I said last time, so I didn't really buy much since then. I think I mentioned it in the last Gran Turismo episode. I don't know. Might be a Need for Speed. And by the way, if you guys watched the Need for Speed ones, I hope you enjoyed the dicking around in Need for Speed. I know that wasn't technically part of the Let's Play, but it was sure. I hope the fun that me and Chris were having online was shown in the video. And yes, I know technically we shouldn't have been doing it online, but it's the only way of getting, you know, LAN to work. And we weren't. EA don't even have the servers for that anymore. It has to run through LAN. It doesn't have an online service. And if it's strange, like Underground and Underground 2, you can have private lobbies, and we would have done that. But Inmost wanted to remove that for some reason. And like I said, I don't even think anyone joined. If they did join, they left because of our names, which was recording on YouTube. And besides, everyone on there uses the trainer anyway. Like, I was really annoyed because I was having a race, and it was completely legitimate all the way through. Really, at the beginning, there was a guy called Mohammed. Right at the end, like at the beginning, that I'd overtaken, and he crashed into a wall. And then all the way through, me and Chris and this other guy, we were looking at the thing, and he was really far behind, and we were like, how? Why is he not moving? And then right at the end, he teleported to the beginning, to the end, to the finish line, and won. And it was bullshit, honestly. So if you were that guy, screw you. You know you didn't win that race properly. Although we didn't go by recording on YouTube. That's our names then, so. But if you were the guy that did that, you really should learn to play. I mean, it was worse, because the first thing he did is when he joined the game was in the chat he put, I'm a first time player. So it wasn't even that bad. At the beginning, we were going, like, but before he crashed, he crashed like within like the first minute of the thing. We were going easy, we were backing away, like we weren't anywhere near him. That's the worst thing. Like, Holy shit, this car has those people are now dead, essentially. Yeah, this car has a lot of power. And I was not expecting that hill to be that steep and that quick. This is probably not a good car for this course, but neither are any of them really. They're all muscle cars. Move, Ford. And that's a Mustang SVT. No. We can do this. We can get past these guys. I don't think this would be a legitimate risk also, to be honest, in real life. Maybe it is, I don't know, but I seriously think that they would not have spectators there. And if it was, I think they would have a load of barriers so the drivers couldn't kill themselves by going, well, no. That's the thing about motorsport, isn't it? Like, you can kill yourself by going over a cliff. You're going, let's say that I was doing 120 miles an hour. The human body is not meant to do 120 miles an hour. That's why we invented cars. But that's why it can't handle the G-force of a crash. We essentially invented something that will kill us if you move at speed. And that's where essentially the famous quote, I believe it comes from German Classics, came from, of which the quote is, "Speed never harmed anyone. It's the crashing that did," or the stopping or something like that. I've probably mangled that quote up awfully, but that's essentially how the quote was. And speaking of that, I've just literally, last couple of days, it turns out that Matt LeBlanc, or Joey from Friends, even I never watched Friends, it was kind of over, really, in the UK by the time I was born. I mean, it's still on now, technically, on like rerun channels, but no one hardly ever watches it. But yeah, apparently he's a big car nut, so he's going to be presenting Top Gear along with Chris Evans, and no, not Chris Evans from the Captain America and the Avengers movies. No, this is British radio DJ Chris Evans, who is known in the UK for kind of being a bit of a twat. So essentially, he is imagine an even twattier version of that. My favourite thing is when parents complain. Literally, I've got private messages from parents saying, "Oh, you shouldn't spy on the video." No. Technically, you have to be 13 to watch YouTube. If you make an account, you have to be 13. I know some people don't, like, most people ignore that, but you shouldn't. And secondly, because of the age rating, technically, all the content in our videos, I mean, if you go to our website, www.insanegamers.co.uk/faq.htm. No, I can't remember the exact, I think it's .html. Maybe, I don't know. It's essentially if you just go to insanegamers.co.uk and right at the top there's a link that will say FAQ. Essentially, if you just click on that, it will take you to the page. I was trying to tell you exactly where to go. Essentially, one of the questions is, hey, I'm a parent and I'm shocked by the language in the content. And essentially, we put our stuff generally by, if it's 3+ game or 7, if it's up to a PEGI 12 rated game, our content literally will go to a BBFC 12 level, which in the BBFC, it's the UK age ratings service, and essentially in that, at the level 12 you can have one use of the F word, which sometimes will have more, but as long as it's spaced out generally they allow it. Which is essentially why we used to bleep it, but we kind of don't now, which is funny. And also, essentially use the word twat as many times as you like, which is nice. You can use the word shit as many times as you like as well. You can use that in a PG rated film, which I think you can now, but I'm not sure. You can also have sex references and lots of violence. Not lots of violence, but moderate violence. Whatever the hell, essentially, no depiction of pain or injury. That's, although they're really kind of not clamping down on that anymore. Like, you can have some injury in detail now. Anyway, that will literally be the end, because it's the end of the thing. And essentially, if you just want to find out what the age level ratings of our content is, just look at the FAQ, because I essentially typed that up and spelled it out. And you can also ask additional questions on there because it is an FAQ, so we'll probably answer your question. There's a form at the bottom of the FAQ to ask that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Maybe we'll have won a car. That's probably very unlikely though. No, we didn't. But next episode we'll be doing the Classic Supercar Festival. And after that we'll be doing the Historic Racing Car Cup, which would be nice. Anyway, yes, thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra!